Hey guys, it's the Apewife here. So I'm going to tell you the story of when Richie and I first went on our first date. So this was way back in 1999, and so at the time, Richie he didn't have a car because he got into an accident a few months before he met me, and his car got totaled. Thank God, he was okay. He didn't get seriously injured, but he was without a car, so I had to go into Brooklyn to go meet with him. So back in those days, we didn't have navigation systems. So Richie actually had to tell me, directions to get to his house. I had to write it down. So he gave me. So I'm going to Brooklyn, go over the Verrazano Bridge. I'm on the Bell Parkway. The directions were pretty good until I got off the exit, and he told me he lived on. It sounded like he said West Charles Street. So now you have to realize I'm from Staten Island. So in Staten Island, we have streets that are mostly names. In Brooklyn, they're mostly numbers. But I wasn't used to that. I was used to names. So I'm asking people. I'm looking around. I'm with a friend of mine because she was dating one of his friends, and we're seeing all these numbers, and I'm like, well, where's West Charles Street? You got West 11th, West 10th, West 9th. I'm like, where is West Charles? So we stopping people, we're asking them where West Charles Street is. They're looking at us like we're crazy. They're like, there's no such thing. So I got really pissed. I'm thinking to myself, is this guy playing a game with me? He's like, why did he, he's making up, names of streets. So like, what is this all about? So I'm pissed now. Cuz first of all, I hate driving in Brooklyn. It's too crazy. So for I must have really liked him to drive out there. So now I'm driving around in circles, and all of a sudden I see him walking up and down the street. He's on Avenue U, I think it was. And I go to like this to my friend. I'm like, that's him. So I like swerve the car over, and I get out of the car, and I'm like, what? I was like, why did you give me the wrong directions for? Why are you on Avenue Z? I was like, blah, blah, blah. So then he was just like, what are you talking about? I live on West 12th Street, but it still sounded like Charles. Like, even to this day, when he says West 12th, it sounds like he's saying West Charles, and it drives me.
West 12th Street.
Well, that, when you,
And it's
wait,
not Avenue Z, it's Avenue U and T.
well, whatever. Anyway, you drive me crazy. I mean, of course, like when you're thinking of it and you take your time and you say it, you're gonna say 12. But when you're just in conversation, it still sounds like you're saying West Charles Street. It makes me crazy.
All right, so can I jump in?
You can always jump in.
So here's the best part, right? So she was already pissed over that. Then our second date, okay?
Well, tell them how you screwed up.
I'm gonna tell them.
And I wanted nothing to do with you.
What? How did I screw up the first date?
Remember, you and Joey took me and Rosanna to TGI Fridays.
Yeah, we went to TGIF Fridays. Yeah. Oh,
And
then we took you home.
yeah,
Okay. Well, if you want me to tell the full truth,
yeah,
we were on my couch. Joey was on the other
in the
couch.
same room.
In the same room, and we were trying to get lucky. So I started, I was kissing her neck. I was kissing. We were making out. Then I started going lower, and this is what she said. I'm going to tell you what she said. She goes, I was licking. No, let me just say it. I was licking around her belly button. But just let me. Okay, I'll give you the chance. I was licking around her belly button, and she said to me, "Now just listen to me." She said to me, "That turns me on. I love that." She goes, "Keep licking around my belly button," and I was like, "This is great." But then years later, she told me that she just made that shit up. That it wasn't true. All right, so all right, you take
You
over.
totally told the wrong
All right,
story.
yeah, continue.
So anyway, what he just said to you was wrong. So the first date, they took us to a TGI Fridays, and him and his friend were trying to make out with me and my friend in front of a kids party, which I guess is not shocking. And then they took us back to Richie's house. His parents were away on vacation, and we're in the same room hanging out, and they're both trying to like get lucky with us. So what happened was my friend and I both got up. We were like, this is, yeah, we want nothing to do with you guys. We're out of here. This is so gross. And we just ran out of the house. So I never thought I was going to speak to him again, see him again, or whatever. So then I think it was like 2 or 3 days later. Back in those days, we like cell phones were like really rare. he leaves a message on my parents' answering machine, 10 minutes long, from the beach. I don't know, apologizing and all this like stuff. And I just remember thinking to myself, this guy is crazy. Like, oh my God. So I was like, maybe I should give him another chance. Because what guy leaves a 10-minute message on like a family like answer machine so the whole family could hear it? My mother heard it, my brother heard it, my father heard it. It was crazy. So anyway, I was like, maybe I should give this guy another chance, you know? So then I give him another chance, and he tells me he's going to be at my house in like 10 minutes or whatever. 3 hours passes by. 3 hours. Now I'm thinking this guy is standing me up. I'm like, this guy's out of his mind. I was like, I give him a second chance, and this is what he does. So I'm on the phone with my friend. I'm cursing him. I'm like, I can't believe this guy, blah, blah, blah. 3 hours later, my doorbell rings. 3 hours. So now I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I'm ready to flip out. So now I open up the door. I'm really angry. I'm ready to go off. This guy, Richie's standing there. Okay, he has a major sunburn all over his body, and he's holding this huge bottle of aloe. Like, not a small bottle, a huge, like, family size bottle of aloe. And he's like, oh, and he's like so nonchalant, like nothing's wrong. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. He's like, my friend, I had to wait for my friend. He drives like an old lady, like all this stuff. And I was just in such shock that this guy was holding, he even brought it into the restaurant and put it on the table, this huge bottle of aloe. And that's when I said, this guy's crazy.
I was with this guy. His name was Yaman.
That was the
And
best thing ever.
it was like I guess he was, I don't know. He was from like Pakistan. This guy, he was a good guy. He was into rap music. He loved rap music. But the car, because I didn't have a car at the time, the car he had was like a Cadillac, but I think it was like I think it was like out of the movie Scarface. Like he had that, that car in Scarface that Tony Montana had. He literally had the same. I think it actually had leopard seats. It was like a 19, like I don't know, like maybe 81 or something. I don't even know. It was like a really old like Cadillac, and the thing drove like 20 miles an hour. And I'm like, yeah, man, can't you drive any faster? And he's blasting like rap music, Who the F is this? Paging me at 5:46 in the morning, crack a donut, and he's going like 20 miles an hour. I'm like, this girl's gonna kill me, man. But anyway, that's the story about first and second date.